Thanks for your time tonight.
It's my pleasure to be with you, Brian. Good evening.
Now, you're the head of a news organisation.
Well, actually, I'm the head of our online news division, Brian.
So you write online content?
No, not exactly, Brian. We don't write it, we manage it, we organise it. Essentially, we curate it.
Curate it?
That's right. We manage it, we make it amenable to our readership, Brian.
Have you got a newspaper division?
Yes, Brian. I've got to say our newspaper division is struggling somewhat at the moment.
Where does the newspaper division get their content
They
from?
mainly get their content from us, Brian.
From the internet?
Yeah, that's where news mainly comes from at the moment.
And why aren't they going so well at the moment, do you think?
Well, Brian, a lot of people don't read newspapers anymore. A lot of people, they get their news, Brian, on a device. We, as you know, live in a very divisive society.
Okay, now we hear a lot about fake news.
We do, yes, indeed.
What is fake news?
Well, as distinct from what, Brian? Compare it.
Real news.
Well, there's an interesting distinction. Who would decide what was fake news and what was real news?
Well, surely you do that. I mean, don't you run real news?
Actual things that have happened.
Yeah, things that are actually happening.
Yeah, Brian, we've got a sports division, that's all in there.
What are your headlines today?
Current headline, Brian, is can Colin Barnett win?
Well, that's just a question.
Yeah, but it's a very good question, Brian. There's an important election in Western
But
Australia.
Hang on, how can a headline be a question?
Well, the job of the headline, Brian, is to attract your attention to the story. Then that's what that is designed to do. The story, Brian, is there's a very important election in Western Australia. Alan Bartlett is the Premier there.
Colin Barnett.
Colin Barnett, can he win?
Can he?
I don't know, Brian. The election's not on until Saturday.
So your story is that you don't know the answer to the question you've posed in the first place?
Nobody knows the answer to the question we've posed, Brian. The bloody thing's not on until Saturday.
But hang on a second, if it hasn't happened yet, how can you call this
Well,
news?
it's in people's minds. It's what people are thinking about, Brian.
Do you do feature articles, by the way?
Yeah, there's a feature article here, Brian.
Like what?
Trump, genius or madman?
But hang on, if you wanted to ask questions, why not ask questions we can do something about?
Relevance. I like it, Brian. We'll take them from anywhere. What do you suggest?
Well, how many people are going to die in the current famine in Africa?
Yeah.
Should Australia have the lowest foreign aid budget in its history while company taxes are being reduced and politicians are rorting their travel expenses?
Too long, Brian. Far
What do
too
you
long.
mean too
Your
long?
question's far too long. It's got to fit in 2 lines. That's not going to fit, Brian. I mean, I love you like a brother, but you're not going to work in news.
Thanks for your time.
I'd stick to your knitting.